Good evening, y'all. Hope you're all having a great weekend. I had a great Saturday. Enjoyed the amazing 85-degree afternoon washing the car, just doing some random household chores and things like that. Fixed a door hinge for one of my bedroom doors using the toothpick method with the wood glue. Actually worked like a charm. It's the first time I tried that. And yeah, if you have a door hinge where the screw hole was stripped, I can't believe how well that actually worked. Worked fantastic. Anyway, so the No Kings protest happened today all across the country, over 2,000. I heard 2,500 from other sources, different locations all over the country. They said that there were no riots, no violence. The New York Police Department claims that there was not a single arrest anywhere during the protest for New York City, which frankly, I find that kind of hard to believe when thousands of people turn up and there's not a single arrest. I think no matter what, when there's thousands of people, there's always bound to be somebody who gets out of hand. So anyway, so I just figured I'd just look through some of the stuff that I liked today, and it's all No Kings protest related. I also searched No Kings, and there's a bunch of stuff that happened, and of course there's people memeing right back, like Trump's nephew who needs a ride to the No Kings rally, and he's got his big, Trump truck here. Uh-oh. Nope, can't be doing that. Oh, no, man, I'm not going to start this video off on copyrights. Come on now, Trump's nephew. Foggiato Blow. He actually follows me. I cannot believe this dude follows me. Yeah, because he's got over 300K followers. That's pretty cool. Anyway, all right, so I'm going to get straight into it, and I'm just going to start with all the stuff that I liked. I didn't like a ton of shit, but there was some stuff that I came across that I just couldn't pass up, so I figured we'd go over some of this stuff. From Nathan Hughes, No Kings protest was fun today. Lots of emotionally stable and rational humans. I'm sure they were full of rational people there today. Let's hear what this lady says.
For Charlie, because I advocate for free speech. And
Viva Antifa.
Wear a shirt that says free speech. Wear a shirt that says promote free debate. Free press.
Well, you get triggered because it has Charlie on there, right?
Because he was a racist. Because he was a misogynist. And that means that you are too.
Oh my God, Charlie Kirk was a rapist? What, lady? Oh my God, dude, these people are insane.
Because you support him. Get out. Get out of here.
He hated people.
I thought you were the party of tolerance and inclusion. I thought you were the party of peace. I thought this was supposed to be a peaceful, happy protest. Instead, I know she's got red hair, but she literally looks like her hair's on fire with her reaction to that.
He hated anyone that wasn't white, that wasn't male, that wasn't straight.
All right. So this one from Claire Patriot. Maybe instead of No King's Day, she should have no cookies, no cakes, and no buffets. Her only king is Burger King.
No king.
All right, hold on. Let me make this a little bigger. All right. No kings what? No kings what?
No kings, no thrones, no crowns. Tomorrow,
no crowns.
October 18th, join the march. No kings, no crowns, no thrones.
Yeah, you heard about it. No Crayola. No crowns. Can't be coloring at this event. All right, No Kings Senior Day out. The seniors are showing up to this. Man, this quality's atrocious. Come on, Democrats. I thought they all had iPhones. Isn't it crazy how obsessed they are with Donald Trump? Isn't that wild?
No justice, no peace, no ISIS off our streets.
Wait, did he just say no ICE off our streets? So he's saying, maybe that was a double negative, but I'm going to take it literally. So he's advocating for ICE to be all over the streets. It's so wild to me just how obsessed they really are with Trump. Most Trump supporters are not even this obsessed. I mean, they're constantly making signs. They're wearing like anti-Trump this, anti-Trump that. It's like every other word out of their mouth is Trump, the name Trump, Donald Trump. All right, Defender of the Republic, No Kings protests are for low IQ individuals. Uh-oh.
You know how I know the left is stupid and it's full of white liberals who just don't know any better? We drove by the No Kings protest and we played rap music, but it was like pro-Trump rap music. And all of these white liberals that are protesting are dancing to it because they're like, ooh, black
that's
people
hilarious.
music. We should like that. That is how stupid these people are.
NPCs. Uh-oh.
Welcome to the home of the brave. Freedom ain't afraid of violence. You wish you was dying, bitch, you miss.
They're waving. Y'all are going insane. I'm assuming she's waving at him. Come on, get hyped. Get hyped for this Trump music.
Millions of people are hooked on amphetamines. They're making billions on untested remedies. Borders are open to people with don't have the energy. Y'all want to kill the man trying to fight for a better tomorrow by making him Kennedy? I tried to give y'all a chance. Like maybe the left isn't nuts. I was wrong. Cause y'all are exactly as crazy as every conservative person I know said you were all along. Wanna protest, go hard. Wanna burn flags, go hard. But y'all are so triggered that you're pulling triggers at presidents. Y'all the terrorists when you're armed. Thank God the left can't aim. Thank God the right don't write. Welcome to the home of the brave. Freedom ain't afraid of violence. You wish you was dying, bitch, you miss.
That was hilarious. Although I admit I'm not an avid rap music listener. I was like back in the 90s when I was in like middle school. But yeah, or maybe that was Tom McDonald. I don't know. I'm just throwing that name out there. I'm sure I would not be the least bit surprised if I was completely wrong on that. But anyway, that was hilarious to see. They just didn't connect with them, did it? All right, Byron Donalds. If Democrats want to talk about no kings, let's really talk about it. They attacked their opponents with lawfare. They blatantly ignored SCOTUS rulings. They censored the press and social media. They seized the FBI on parents and Catholics. They locked down our cities and schools. They forced a vax to participate in society. They covered up Biden's mental decline. They ran our country with an auto pen. They broke our border on purpose. Yes, this all happened under Biden-Harris. Yes, this was completely un-American. Yes, this was authoritarian. Yes, this was wrong. And yes, this is why real Donald Trump won in the Electoral College landslide back on November 5th. And he won the popular majority. You forgot about that. But somebody also pointed out the irony that they're out there protesting for no kings, but yet Kamala Harris didn't get a single delegate on the campaign trail. So she wasn't elected by anybody, but she ended up kicking Joe Biden out of the way, and she ran regardless, even though she had 0 delegates. Not a fucking one. So it's almost like you can't make this shit up. Plus, there's people that are protesting in Canada for no kings and the UK for no kings, which is hilarious because they've got a monarchy. I mean, Canada personally, specifically doesn't, but they do. Like they're still a British, what is it? Not colony. What the hell do they call them? I don't know. It's British. They got royalty on their currency. All right. Yeah, there's that. So anyway, here, let's see what they have to say on MSNBC.
Protest now so you don't have to bow down later. Do you agree? Absolutely. But if we don't stand up for democracy now, we won't have democracy tomorrow.
I wonder if you know that I know
Okay.
lying right now.
Why you always lying?
Why you always lying?
Okay, all right. Not sure if that's copyright or not, so I'm just going to move on. How do you know the No Kings protest was a bust? The left is showing videos from 2017 trying to convince Americans they were from today. It was that bad. So they keep showing this from Boston, I think. Is Lincoln Square in Boston? I don't know. Maybe I got it wrong, but this looks very similar to the scene that they were showing in Boston, which I'll probably get to. But turns out it was from 2017. And I guess we'll take a look at
this. Millions
pretty much
of people across the country marching as we speak.
Millions of people.
President Trump. This is Boston. Look at that. We'll continue to follow.
Yeah, it was Boston 8 years ago.
MSNBC. Wow. All right, coming up.
Or no.
Look at this.
Yeah. Or no, 7 years? Yeah, 8 years. All right. So, Kevin Dahlgren, the No Kings protest today only proved that millions of progressives are capable of gathering, yet accomplish nothing. They had a real opportunity with all that manpower to fix our local problems, such as helping the homeless, spend money at a small business, clean graffiti, take an elderly person shopping, etc. Basically, love thy neighbor. 99% of them right now are patting themselves on the back that they did good today. They accomplished nothing but spending time in their echo chamber for a few hours. Yeah, I mean, really, they didn't really accomplish anything. They didn't really have a goal other than fuck Trump. That's really the only goal that they had established today.
Standing in front of the world's largest egg, and I just had some thoughts on today's
it's raining.
No
That
Kings
sucks.
protest. While I respect a person's right to assemble in protest, that's a democracy, I can't help but think what these millions of people could have done United States wide if they just spent it in the community being productive. Cleaning graffiti, picking up trash, helping the homeless, working with addicts, spending money at small businesses.
No, they're not going to do that because they're not getting paid for it.
Desperately need it because of the homeless crisis. I mean, there's so much that could have been done. So in Portland, Oregon, there was about 10,000 protesters, and I can't help but think what that difference could have made, because 10,000 people in Portland, within one day, you would see this remarkable change. And again, I respect a person's right to protest. I'm just thinking, do that once a month, but then another one day a month, help the community. So imagine how much could get done if we actually started working together again. That's all I'm saying.
That reminds me of Scott Pressler. If you know who Scott Pressler is, he's a Republican activist who has an insane ground game. I don't even know how that dude even gets any sleep. But he first got on the map because he showed up in Baltimore and he cleaned up an alley, and he got a bunch of volunteers to go with him. And there was this alley that was piled up with trash, probably a dumping ground for years. And they spent, I think it was the better part of a week, cleaning up this entire alley. And that's all they did. They didn't go knocking door to door saying vote Republican. I'm sure they wore probably political T-shirts and whatnot, but that's all they did. And they got all over the news because they were cleaning up this alley that I guess the locals were complaining about for years, and nobody ever did anything about it. So Scott Pressler decided to organize a bunch of people to go there and clean it up, and he got his name on the map for it. So yeah, I mean, once upon a time, I'm sure Democrats used to do that all the time. Whether if it's nonprofit work, volunteer work, just cleaning up the community because it's for a good cause. And, you know, people tend to pay attention to those who do good, especially in their local community. All right, Mila Joy, the No Kings protesters are paid to protest, and when the money runs out, so do they. And poof. I don't know. Let's take a look here.
And just like a fart in the wind.
Like a fart in the wind.
A fart in a white suburban wind. They're gone.
Oh, this is in New York City?
They're all
or
gone.
New York State?
The No Kings protest is over.
Maybe Albany?
Just like that. They've all cleared out. And, you know, they're late. You know what? Shout to the brother there, but we're late. He's late. But yeah, just like that, they're gone. Just like that. An hour and a half, they were here. Conviction apparently has to be scheduled, you see. And,
right.
and allyship is on a deadline, especially when Kaylee has to get ready for her ballet recital a little later. It's absolutely hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. Timed advocacy. Timed advocacy. You know, I got a...
Okay, so let me jump over to my YouTube real quick. I want to grab that link to that No Kings. I can't remember if it was nokings.org, No Kings... I don't think it was .com. No Kings something. It was on my video yesterday. Here we go. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. Oh my God, I got 100 views. Holy shit. Dude. This is the first time I checked it, because ever since I got up this morning, I was doing chores, working around the house. But all right, so what am I looking for? Okay, here we go. Dude, that's the highest view count that I've gotten for my main video, like my main podcast that I do Monday through Friday called The Swamp. Anyway, all right, so here it is, nokings.org. Okay, it was right, or that was right. Now, hold on, let me try this one first. I'm trying to see what that national map was. It showed the times that these protests happen. Okay, no, this isn't it. It's the other one. Okay, so nokings.org. I want to see if it's still up here. Let me go ahead and full screen this. All right, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Oh, no. I forgot, they're old school. This is like a 90s website. You actually have to click the plus. So I just wanted to click on a few just random spots and see what so from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., it's only 3 hours. The No Kings protest, only 3 hours. All right, what about, so from 4:30 to 5 p.m., an hour? Okay, that's just an hour. Somewhere in rural Pennsylvania, Puxatawney, Pennsylvania, 2 hours long. You see how they're really strictly scheduled. I didn't even notice this when I was looking at this last night. 2 hours for that one. Let's see, Washington, D.C., from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Why is it only 2 hours long? How come it wasn't an all-day thing? It's almost as if, I'm not going to exactly say that every single person who showed up was a paid actor. I just find that to be very strange that all of these protests were only 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. See, look at this one. No Kings Adams, that one went for 12 hours. How come they didn't all go for 12 hours from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.? How come it wasn't an all-day thing? It's almost as if the Democrats know that if they organize for more than a couple hours, things just get violent. Things just get too crazy, too rowdy. The looting starts breaking out. The dregs of society starts taking advantage, except they are the dregs of society, many of them. I just find this very peculiar that they just only ran them for a couple hours, because people are saying that a lot of these were organized in such a way that a lot of people who showed up were paid to do so. And as soon as the 2 hour mark reached its conclusion, then everybody just packed up and left. No Kings in Chicago from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Probably because they know if they were to do this, and as soon as the sun sets, things are going to get violent real quick, because the Democrats kept saying it's peaceful. We're not going to see any riots because that's not what we do. We don't do any riots. Yeah, well, if people start hanging out there for longer, and if it becomes dark, and then you start seeing riots, which I fully expect to happen tonight in some of these cities. I would not be the least bit surprised if there's riots that break out, or a violent, quote-unquote, protesting. And if that happens, then the Democrats are going to say, that has nothing to do with us. Our No Kings protest was over at 2 o'clock. Our No Kings protest was over at 4:30. That's not us. Those are just, those aren't involved with Democrats or anything like that. They're just violent criminals. Which I guess you can make the case for, okay, so maybe we should have Trump's quote-unquote Gestapo show up to your city and clean up the streets then. Because obviously you're not policing very well yourselves if you got all this shit breaking out right after the No Kings protest. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I just think it's kind of hilarious. But probably the argument that they would most likely go with is that, well, you have to get a permit, and we wanted to do it the right way this time, so we got a permit from the city. We got it for 2 hours, so they closed all the streets down, which, yeah, you are supposed to do that, and I'm sure they did that in all those locations. But 2 hours? Really? Just 2 hours? It's just, I don't know, man. A little sus, if you ask me. So, speaking of Scott Presler, here's Scott Presler right here. Pennsylvania, we have a huge election this November. 3 Supreme Court justices that have been on the bench since 2015 are seeking 10 more years. This isn't related to... Oh, well, it says no Kings here. That's how I came across it. We don't believe in Kings. We believe in term limits. So vote no to retention to Wet, Donahue, and Dougherty. Yeah, he's been... I'm assuming he's from Pennsylvania, because he's been in Pennsylvania, it seems like, for the last 2 years at this point, just constantly running his ground game. All right, Melissa, these people in Canada showed up for a No King's Day protest. Meanwhile, Canada is a country where the king is the head of state. Trump derangement syndrome is real. Yeah, that ain't no kidding.
No Trump, no KKK.
No fascist USA.
No Trump, no KKK.
But they're in Canada. Why the fuck do they care about the USA?
No Trump, no KKK. No fascist USA. No Trump, no KKK.
Oh my god, dude, these people are fucking brain dead.
No Trump, no KKK. No fascist.
Welcome to the clown world, ladies and gentlemen.
Our rights are under attack. What do we do? Stand up, fight back.
Okay. Meanwhile, Coffee and Grit, President Trump should pull off the ultimate troll today. Give the No Kings people something to cry about. Yeah, dude, that would have been amazing if Trump showed up in like this full-on like king garb, all probably cost like a $30,000 outfit, wearing a crown with actual real jewels. I mean, dude, that would have been amazing. That would have been absolutely fucking hilarious if he were to do that. I think maybe if somebody, and you know what, I bet one of his advisors, somebody probably pitched the idea, but he's like, yeah, well, whatever, dude. I got better shit to do than fuck with the Democrats today, which I'm sure he does. Scott Presler again, can we all agree on term limits? No Kings, lifetime senators. Yeah, I could agree to that. 100%, especially senators, man. They're, like, each term is what, 6 years? I mean, 2 terms maximum. Even that's being generous, really. The SCIF, USAID. USAID's been spotted at a No Kings event. You just can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. This literally solidifies everything we've been telling you. All right, see, look at USAID right there. Now, why would they wear that outfit? And why is he handing out stuff with the USAID shirt? It's almost as if he works for USAID. It's not USAID, it's USAID. It's USAID. We're just trying to help the world. with transgender this and LGBTQIA plus that, and everybody just gets to live in this magical socialist utopia. All right, Mila Joy, MAGA girl, waves Trump flag at No Kings protest. Smart cookie. This was genius because with all of the rhetoric that the Democrats have been saying with regard to this No Kings protest all week, they kept saying there's not going to be any riots, there's not going to be any violence, it's going to be peaceful, just wait and see. So when Trump girl shows up and she starts waving the Trump flag in front of everybody, it's as if none of them can do a fucking thing because everybody's filming, a lot of people are live streaming, and if somebody were to attack her, it'd be all over the place, man. So pretty genius for her to show up. And I wouldn't have had that idea that, you know what, I'm untouchable because they keep saying there's going to be no violence. Of course, mainstream media is going to try to hide this, or if that were to happen. But either way, it didn't happen. But here, let's check this out.
Don't be mad, her president won. Get off the plantation. White people, get off the plantation. Get off the plantation. You be out there, white man. Come you there, white man. You right there, freaking man. Oh, good Lord. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Oh, it's so funny how angry they get, isn't it? It's so easy. It's so easy to piss them off. All you got to do is just show up and they just freak the fuck out. But you know what, man? Black America, they're breaking free from the Democrat chains once again. Which is why the Democrat Party needs immigrants so badly, because they're losing the black vote. Because they're starting to realize, wait a minute, didn't my great-grandparents, wasn't 90% of black America, pre-1940s, weren't they all Republicans? Yeah, they were. Anyway, Trump's nephew already did that one. Cassandra Cassie Coelho, 0 arrests, gets a tar to riot when you're home by 4 for dinner and meds. Yeah, that's true. Which, that's like what I said when I just looked at that national map. Everything's over by fucking 2 p.m. Why is it over so early? It's almost as if all of these people who showed up are a bunch of old people. Which there were a couple of videos at least that were going around showing the crowd that were overwhelmingly white. They appeared to be all over 50 years old. It was hilarious. Anyway, USAID handing out paper instructions. I think we already saw that, didn't we?
It's like the ending scene from The Sopranos out here.
Scene from The Sopranos. Yeah, I can't avoid the copyright at this point. I don't mind it. It's just, yeah, I would say we already saw this. It's just that sometimes when I let a certain song go, what was one of them? One of them was, oh shit, I can't remember what it was. I think it was the Macarena or something like that. Like, it played in a video that I just played in passing, and YouTube told me that my video was banned in multiple countries because I played that song. Which I honestly, at the end of the day, I don't really care because, I cover the swamp. I cover American affairs. I don't expect anybody outside of America to be watching my channel. But if you are, leave me a comment because that'd be awesome. I'll definitely read your comment. All right, Eric Daugherty, laughing my ass off. No Kings is flopping nationwide. Scenes of protesters deserting their posts after their paid time was up. New York State, they're gone. They're all gone. The No Kings protest is over. Just like that, they've all cleared out. Which I already played this. I already played it, 2 minutes.
And just like a fart in the wind.
Yeah, see, there you go. All right, Terrify a Liberal today from James Woods. James Woods, based as hell. Oh, this one's animated. Was the other one animated? I don't know. Maybe it was. All right. Justin RX, just a reminder before you losers go out to protest today. Hashtag No Kings. No Kings, your party skipped the primary, crowned Kamala without a single vote, and tried to erase Trump from the ballot when your legal warfare crashed and burned. That's not democracy. That's authoritarianism with a blue sticker. Amen. All right. Mark Wayne Mullen, Donald Trump. Okay, so that was 2024, I'm assuming. Yeah, obviously, Kamala Harris. Of course it is. Anyway, No Kings today nationwide from Democrats. They didn't get ratio, did they? Oh, no. Hell no, they didn't. 75 likes. No Kings protest is just code for my team lost and I can't handle it. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Inject yourself with experimental drug or lose your job. Prosecute your political adversaries. Vote for an installed presidential candidate. No Kings! Trump derangement syndrome is a disease. It's a condition where objective thinking and rational judgment are entirely consumed by extreme hatred. Logic and reason are compromised by a false data set of bias and propaganda. Reclaim your mental clarity by turning off mainstream news and avoid the corrosive influence of left-wing propaganda and misinformation. Yep, well said. A king would not allow a protest called No Kings. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Anyway, ironic coming from y'all. Yeah, absolutely. Your party skipped the primary, crowned Kamala without a single vote, and tried to erase Trump from the ballot. Yeah, anyway, already read that. The Democrats are so delusional. There is only one king, and that is Jesus Christ. We, the people, elected our president, Donald Trump, who is doing the work and will of the people. You Democrats hate America, hate Christianity, and are doing everything possible to destroy it. We, the people, will never allow you traitors to destroy America. Yep. And Democrats these days, they put party over country. And John Fetterman, of all people, dude, John Fetterman has turned out to be way more base than I would have ever imagined. He was up on stage the other day and he said that. He's like, you know what? Unlike most Democrats, I put my country before my party. I was like, hell yeah. That's the way it's supposed to be. I bet next election there will be even less blue. Oh, amen. 100%. Dude, even freaking Jacksonville, Florida went red. I couldn't believe that. Duval County went red for Trump. And what was another one? Was it Orange County around Orlando? I can't remember if that's Orange or Osceola County. And was it Miami-Dade? Miami-Dade went red for Trump. And even Hillsborough County, that's in my neck of the woods. I live in Pinellas County, which is on the other side of the bay from Hillsborough County. But even Hillsborough County went red. I don't think Hillsborough County went red in 2016 or in 2020. I don't believe so. Pinellas County did. My county did. It's always razor thin where I live. But, hey, man, we went red for Trump, I think, all 3 times, actually. I believe so, at least. I know for certain we did in 2016 and in 24. All right. Let's see. She was installed as our party's nominee for president without a single vote. In our country, the power is with the people. Tomorrow, October 18th, I encourage you to join your neighbors in peaceful protest at a No Kings event. Let's hear what Kamala Harris has to say.
So in our country, the power is with the people. And tomorrow, I encourage everyone to get out there in peaceful protest of what is happening in our country and express our voice around the country we believe in. So get out there and join the No Kings event near you. And please take care. I'll see you later.
I'm telling you what, man, the reason they only made them like 2 hours long because they knew that shit was going to devolve into riots and looting and mass chaos and anarchy, because that's how it always happens with whenever leftists assemble. Which, again, I would not be the least bit surprised tonight. Look, Portland's a given. Chicago's probably a given. Yeah, there's going to be violence there because there's always violence there. But in some of these other locations, it wouldn't surprise me if some live streamers end up showing some crazy shit that goes down tonight. All right, Juanita Broderick. Hey, Democrats, crazies. Today, he's your king. Tomorrow, he's your president for 3 years and 3 months more. Happy King Trump Day. That is actually pretty funny, though. Like, they're essentially acknowledging that Donald Trump is a king today. Because they're like, we don't want a king. So you're saying that he's king of America today then, right? I mean, that's at least what it seems like. So, all right. So, stop the clickbait. Okay. So, Senate Democrats. Okay, yeah, so it looks like I reached the end of my likes. Let me go back to, let's see, some of my replies. Because I replied to some and without liking them, I think. All right, so it's No Stops Day in Florida. No Kings protesters must stand on the sidewalks and look like fucking dorks all day. If they get in the road, no one has to stop. It's been ordered by the governor. Meet me, which is absolutely true. And I said absolutely correct. Blessed to be a Floridian. Oh, and we open and conceal carry now, without the government's permission, as the Constitution demands. Democrats say no riots and no arrest happen at No Kings protest today. Enter Portland. Yep. So here's Portland today during their No Kings protest, which technically, look, all right, if somebody wants to argue semantics, I'll hand it to them. If they really want to argue this, I'm sure there's some No Kings people who showed up to this, but it's probably just an anti-ICE riot, really, at the end of the day, because they are right out in front of the ICE building. See? Got the blow-up furries down there. You notice them back in the background. Blow-up rubber duckies and shit. Oh no! Fuck you guys! Oh, it's such a party of peace and tolerance.
Thank you guys for your service. Appreciate it. Thank you. What are you doing?
Here we go. Bye.
What'd they do?
They're disappearing people again.
What the fuck did the person holding the sign do? Did it really hurt?
Is that Nick Sorter? Oh man, Ryan Amaker?
Is that Nick Sorter? Is that really Nick Sorter who's filming? I mean, it seems like it. The No Kings protest in Portland is now a full-on riot here outside the ICE facility, and federal agents are unloading tear gas on rioters who are assaulting agents. It's only 4 p.m. and quote-unquote protesters are already getting violent. Look, if anybody wants to argue, I'll give it to you. It's really an anti-ICE rally, really. I mean, they're out there every single day. They also showed up in the UK, too. Isn't it amazing how more obsessed they are with Trump than most Trump supporters? So this is from Melissa, these people in Canada. Okay, so we already saw that one. MAGA gal waves Trump flag, saw that one. And I got any more? It's amazing how more obsessed they are over President Trump than most conservatives. They even create dance routines in the name of Trump. So this one, laughing my fucking ass off. Laughing my ass off emojis. This definitely says No Kings. Now, if that's not Trump obsessed, I don't know what is. Yeehaw! How much you want to bet this song was made by AI? You know, people would be making all the AI music these days. Some of it's getting actually incredibly good, actually. It's kind of scary how good AI music is getting. All right. We'll move on to the next one. Yeah, I have a guilty pleasure on YouTube. There's a couple of channels that I follow where they upload AI music of 1960s Motown, and it's so good and it's so hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious, man. Anyway. All right. So No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen. NYPD announces that 0 arrests were made at the massive No Kings protest today after Republicans spent days claiming the protesters are violent terrorists. Like I said, that tends to happen when you only put it on for about 2 hours. Anyway, so that's the image that they're showing, claiming that that's the scene of the protest. Or there were, oh wait, hold on, what did I say? Or there were arrests because thousands of people gathering in a major city never happens without a single arrest. Yeah. Anyway, Benny Johnson, I've seen dozens of videos and I'm convinced there's not a single person under 50 at these No Kings protests. Which probably explains why they were holding these around lunchtime. I wonder what they watch on TV all day. Maybe MSDNC, fake news CNN, NBC, ABC. They probably got subscriptions to all the newspaper outlets. You know, they're spending probably $200 a month on just different, you know, news article websites, New York Times and Washington Post and all that bullshit. All right, they claim 100,000 showed up to the Boston No Kings protest. That's 2% of the Boston metro population, which I did the math. There's 5 million people in the Boston metro area. I looked it up. Google told me 5,004,000 something. And yeah, just doing the simple math, it's about 2%. So Trump drew crowds this size to his rallies on the regular, especially in 2020. So breaking, analysts are calling this the biggest protest in American history. So let me see if this one was the one where they had the correction. No, there's one that's community noted of this exact video, and the community note says that this is actually from 2017, but I don't know if it's really true or not.
Look at this.
But they're claiming this is today.
People across the country marching as we speak against the policies of President Trump. This is Boston. Look at that. We'll continue to follow these rallies throughout the day here on MSNBC. Wow.
Well, it makes me kind of wonder, maybe they had billions of dollars that were put into like dark money funds and slush funds that were being spent on violent protests and Antifa antics and everything. And now that the Treasury Department and the Department of Justice is now investigating the Antifa terrorist organization, and the Treasury Department specifically, they're following the money right now, just like they did with terrorism after 9/11. Maybe this is their way of trying to dump all of that money, just try to wash their hands of all this money that they've been saving up from the Soros Foundation and all these other quote-unquote non-profit organizations. And they got to get rid of the money as soon as possible, because then that way, when the Treasury Department catches up with them, they're like, well, we don't have any money. Like, we only have a little bit of money, but we don't have that much money. So maybe this is just their way of just trying to get rid of all that money, and perhaps most of these people were actually paid to be there. I don't know. Tinfoil hat, I guess. All right, good observation. Hilarious. Let's say 100,000 people attended Atlanta, which is absurdly generous. That's only 1.56% of Atlanta's metro population. So breaking, this is no Kings in Atlanta, Georgia, a city where the largest racial demographic by far is black people. And look, it's a sea of white people. Well, well, well. That is a lot of white people for Atlanta. Like, just to throw in a little bit of fairness, where was this exactly? Was this in suburban Atlanta, or was this downtown Atlanta? It doesn't look like downtown. It looks like it could be in suburbia, which I guess would make sense that a lot of white liberal folks showed up to it. All right, they can organize all they want. At the end of the day, America has taken our election integrity back. Dominion voting will now have independent accountability in the next election, or we do paper ballots like Democrats ironically want now. So I already did that video, so anyway, I don't really care to read my comments. But let's see, breaking 200,000 plus Americans showed up today in D.C. for the No Kings rally. This is huge. If riots happen overnight and or tomorrow, Democrats will say, not from No Kings protest, it was over already. So that's in D.C. Just looking to see if there's anything that says no. Yeah, there's a No Kings there. All right. I'm standing around. Anyway. So Hassan, the great irony is, of course, that Donald Trump is the son of an immigrant, the grandson of an immigrant, and married to an immigrant. In fact, 2 of his 3 wives were immigrants, proving yet again that immigrants will do the jobs that even Americans are not willing to do. How long is this? 24? I'll play it. Why not?
The great irony is, of course, that Donald Trump is the son of an immigrant, the grandson of an immigrant, and married to an immigrant.
They are obsessed with Donald Trump, man. I'm telling you what.
Wives were immigrants, proving yet again that immigrants will do the jobs that even Americans are not willing to do.
Yeah, it's so ironic, man, that like the average Democrat thinks about Donald Trump so much more than your average Trump supporter does. So what did I say? No irony. Trump loves immigrants as much as he loves America. He understands America doesn't exist with endless immigrants. The left is simply brain dead. Democrats only want immigrants for votes in a serf class, since Black America is breaking free from Democrat chains again. All right. Let's see. This woman is best known for graduating with an AR-15 style strapped to her back. That's it. That's her claim to fame. And, oh, okay, so Caitlin Bennett, not familiar with her, but I'll just take what she says is true, okay? All right, having a No Kings protest when you voted for the party that hand-selected Kamala Harris to be their nominee without earning a single vote is peak irony, which it is. And like they said, that is a great point. It's hilarious. And where I said, does that make her post wrong? Of course, I got, I guess you would call that ratioed, but anyway, I can only imagine, yeah, they're probably just, screaming very mean things at me. The party of tolerance, the party of nice. Her post is wrong. Party nominees are selected at party convention. Kind of weird considering Republicans canceled some of their primaries in 2020 and just handed the nomination to Trump. Somehow doubt that. I don't know. How is it right? Her post makes her post wrong. Let's see, impertinence. If you want to give her craziness more oxygen, you ought to ask yourself why. No, she's just wrong at everything. Yeah, okay. Well, to be fair, they weren't, screaming, absolute insane rabble at me. I'll give them that. At least they were polite. All right, just a reminder before you losers go out to protest. I already read that. Let's see. Shooting bricks. All right, I think. Oh no, hold on. Good fucking morning, everyone except Trump and MAGA world who are shitting bricks about the No Kings protest today. Get out there, be safe, and make sure these assholes know we are not going to let this country fall to fascism and despair. Anyway, I said shitting bricks. Dude, I'm grubbing on Panda Express and mowing the lawn on this beautiful 85-degree day, which I did. About to get the cheapest gas I bought in 4 years, thanks to King Trump. Funny, they have to say no riots today. Breaking over 2,500 peaceful No Kings protests are happening today across the U.S. Millions are expected to show up, not to riot, not to overthrow democracy, but to peacefully say no more crowns, no more kings, no more Trump. Are you marching? I mean, yeah, like why do they even have to say that? Like, why do they have to mention that we're not here to riot? We're not here to, wait, hold on. Like we're here to march peacefully because they know that Democrats, they tend to riot when they organize for more than a couple hours. All right. Anyway, I think I'm about ready to move to see. Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm getting into my stuff from last night. All right. So let me see what's going on over here. So these are some of the top posts. Well, I'm at the No Kings protest in downtown Asheville. I wore my Freedom shirt, and for the first time in my life, I put on a MAGA hat. There were a lot of angry people who were mean, but also so many people that hugged me and said thank you. God bless Trump. Interesting.
So I'm at the rally in Asheville, North Carolina, wearing my MAGA hat and Freedom t-shirt, and so far, pretty great responses. I was walking down the street here in downtown, and two men started running at me, and I was like, oh no,
here we go.
And then they gave me a big hug, and they said,
oh wow,
we're Israeli, we love Trump.
Oh hell yeah. I'm sure they do.
Woman came up and said, oh my God, I love your hat and I love your dog, because of course I brought Winston with me. But it's mostly just a giant costume party for elderly people. You can see him behind me, Handmaid's Tale. It's so tired, but this is who they are.
Dude, how could you be Jewish and still be Democrat at this point? That makes no sense to me. They clearly have taken an anti-Semitism stand, and then they've also fully supported Palestine. And I've noticed that Trump freed Palestine, and they still haven't given him any credit for that. So I think that's funny. I'm dying. Trump crashes the No Kings protest the only way Trump could with shit LMAO. All right, let's see. King Trump. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, all right, whatever. Anyway. Oh, gross, okay. Fucking AI. Anyway, Nick Sordor breaking No Kings protest. Already saw that. Imagine the difference the No Kings protesters could have made today in Portland if they focused on local problems. Over 10,000 protesters. I think I already went through that one, didn't I? Dressed up in costumes, spent the day cleaning our streets, cleaning graffiti, helping the homeless, spent money at a business struggling. I don't know if I saw this video, though. No, I don't think so. God, dude, these people are insane. Wearing blow-up animal costumes. It's so mature of them. Yeah, walking by homeless encampment. trash everywhere. Where did it say this was? Portland? I don't know. Yeah, in Portland. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Now I've seen everything. The UK is celebrating No King's Day. Shush, don't tell them. Yeah, I know. It's isn't that ironic? In the UK of all places where they have a king.
So happening now in the United Kingdom, in front of the U.S. Embassy in London.
You can't make this shit up, people.
Or a no tyrant protest, as it's called here. It was kind of put together pretty quickly, and I think they got a very good crowd considering. And there's the new U.S. ambassadors.
You know, I'm surprised that they're still flying the Ukraine flag since Trump has been helping out Vladimir Zelensky so much lately. I've noticed that over the last, year, maybe the last year and a half, the Ukraine flags have just really disappeared across the Democrat Party, and I think that's probably why, especially this year, because, you know, now that Trump's the president, he's helping out Zelensky a lot. So I find that to be interesting. All of a sudden, they don't care about Ukraine anymore.
Protest toads, protest frogs. Anyway, here it is.
Makes you wonder how fast are all these Palestine flags going to disappear. I'm sure they already have. I'm sure the landfills are going to be filling up with Palestine flags all over the place. Because now that Trump has freed Palestine, now they don't want to march for it anymore. Can we agree to term limits? No Kings, I already saw that. Let's see. I watched the No Kings rally in Chicago, a sea of white liberals screaming for freedom, but what they really want is to keep Black America quarantined in chaos. They don't want Trump cleaning up the South Side. They want 2,500 shootings a year. They want our sons ducking bullets while they sip lattes in the suburbs. I challenge them, come live in the ghetto where I live for 30 days. I'll live where you live, then tell me who's oppressed. Not one accepted because deep down, they love the ghetto they created as long as they don't have to live in it. Yeah, that's very well said, actually. So let's take a look at this.
I know what it's like to come home when you are 5 years old and your dad is not there. And I am still standing.
Dude, because your freaking mother kicked your father out of the house, you moron.
Democracy.
I'm just assuming.
Are you ready to fight fascism? Are you prepared to destroy
Might want to look in the mirror, folks.
authoritarianism once and for all? Well, let the world hear you, no kings.
I think that's the mayor speaking, because I read something with regard to the Chicago No Kings and how what's his name? Brandon Johnson. I don't know. I can't remember. Whatever. How do you know the No Kings protest was a bust? The left is showing videos from 2017. I think I already saw that one too. This dude just became a citizen in 2018 from a third world nation, and now he thinks he can rewrite 200 years of Christian nation's foundation. Let me make this clear. We serve Jesus Christ, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. We have no interest in visiting mosque, temples, or any place that denies his divinity. Okay. I mean, not sure. That's not really exactly No Kings protest related, but she was tough when she had the mask on. Stay safe out there during the No Kings protests.
Embarrassed to Mitchell.
You fucking bitch.
But they're the party of peace and tolerance, though.
Still over there? Yeah.
Overweight, out of shape, very low energy.
Bye-bye. Have a fun trip.
Enjoy your, well, I would say enjoy your soy latte, but they don't give you that in jail. They give you fucking water and bologna sandwiches. Enjoy your bologna sandwiches, lady. All right, Pennsylvania. Okay. All right, I didn't see this exact one, but saw one related to that. Wait, hold on. No Kings, no retention. I didn't see this video.
My name is Bodie Brewer, and I'm here with the phenomenal Pam Propson in Pottstown. In Pennsylvania, we don't have kings, and that includes our judicial kings. So from between now and November 4th, we need everyone, regardless of party affiliation, to get out and vote no, no, no for the retention of Supreme Court Justices Kevin Dougherty, David Weck, and Christine Donahue. Over to you, Pam.
Don't forget, Monday is your last day to register to vote. We must vote. Make sure you vote by mail-in, go in person. There's in-person voting right now. Get your mail-in ballot in. Make sure you vote. No, no, no in November. Let's get rid of these judges.
If we don't vote no, we're stuck with them till 2035. All right. Yeah, we do that in Florida too. We vote for retention of judges. Anyway, Mila Joy, MAGA girl, waves the Trump flags, all that. In honor of No Kings today, here's my favorite interview of all time. 10 seconds of pure glory. Really? Okay.
Trump's a bitch.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know. We don't like him. That's the word around here.
Any particular reason why you don't like him?
No clue at all. I'm just going with everybody else saying.
Oh my God, dude. Ain't that the truth? And that perfectly describes most of the Democrat Party. Just absolutely no political IQ whatsoever. All right, SCIF, USAID spotted. Okay, we saw that. Live footage from the No King protest today. Yeah, I would absolutely not be surprised at all if this is actually true, but can't say it's true, though. You know, I don't know for sure, but wouldn't be surprising. Nah, there's no signs or anything. It's hilarious. Maybe a LGBT event? I don't know. I didn't see those flags either, so I guess that's not fair to say. All right, Mike Lee, anyone else thinking of this scene from The Lion King today? When they say no kings, they're saying they want their king. Yeah. All right, anyway. The No Kings protest was fun today. Lots of emotionally stable and rational humans. Oh, yeah? Well, that's good.
That says for Charlie.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I already saw this one. All right, that's hilarious. Team Trump trolls the No Kings protest on Instagram by sharing an AI video of President Trump dressed like a king in front of the White House with Andrea Bocelli music playing. The video amassed 34,000 likes in just 30 minutes. You know what? I can't remember if it was J.D. Vance or if it was Trump or President Trump's social media team or whatever, but I read somewhere that they created a Blue Sky account just either today or just yesterday. So I would hope that they actually did the same thing over on Blue Sky because that'd be absolutely hilarious. Anyway, they call it the No Kings rally, but they're marching into the hood to protest the cleaning up of the hood. 100,000 white liberals chanting about justice while demanding we live with gang wars, overdoses, theft, and fear. They don't live here. They don't hear the gunfire. They just want to feel moral while we deal with the mess. This video will hit you where it hurts. Well, okay, yeah, it looks like it's No
Every
Kings.
time President Trump sends in the National Guard to protect a Democrat-run city, it's the same white liberals who hide behind private security that call it authoritarianism. But tell me something.
Truth.
Who's protecting the people of Boston, Bushwick, New York City, San Francisco, Memphis, Philadelphia, Paterson, New Jersey, Detroit, Michigan? In Chicago alone, there are over 2,500 shootings every year. Every year! More than 600 homicides annually. You can count on it. It's perennial.
Yeah, and they have some of the strictest gun laws in the country, too, because they don't give a shit, man.
Thousands of sexual assaults, robberies, and burglaries.
Democrats, that is.
That's not a statistic, folks. That's an entire neighborhood. That a mother who can't let her kids play outside, a grandmother sleeping on the floor to avoid stray bullets. And you have the nerve to have a No Kings rally? What's wrong with you people? And what do these so-called activists actually do for us? They rally by the tens of thousands, not to stop the shootings in my neighborhood,
No,
but to
for
stop
power.
the National Guard from stepping in to protect us.
Exactly.
They don't live where their compassion lands. They don't hear the gunfire. They don't smell the fear. But they'll protest protection and call it justice. You want equity? Well, then trade places with us. You run your mouth about equity, trade places with us. You want understanding? Move into our community. Move into the community that your votes destroyed. Safety isn't authoritarianism. It's human, it's moral, it's biblical. And if it's good
Amen.
enough for your neighborhood, it should be good enough for mine. Stop calling protection oppression.
Hell yeah, man. Very well said. All right, Coffee and Grit. You should pull off the ultimate troll today. Yeah, that would have been funny. No Kings protesters are waving the Palestinian flag today in D.C. as they protest Trump, further proving their lack of principle. President Trump just ended the war between Hamas and Israel, so why are they still protesting for Palestine? Paid puppets. They should be thanking Trump, not protesting him. Maybe they don't know. Did the mainstream media report on anything that Trump did with brokering that peace deal between Israel and Hamas? Maybe these people flying these flags like really don't know that there's a ceasefire, that it's effectively over. At least hopefully it is. Although I did read the other day that 7 people were killed by Hamas, gunfire related or something. So I don't know if that's actually true or not. I read it in passing, because they're talking about potentially this peace deal could end up falling apart. They already gave up the hostages, so they don't really have any leverage anymore, other than just the people in Palestine, the civilians.
Oh yeah, you guys love Palestine.
Yeah, Trump already did that, lady. Said free Palestine. And this dude's not getting paid. He's just doing that because he's just, I don't know, I guess got nothing else better to do. He's just going to stand there with this giant flag for like 2 straight hours. Yeah, okay. Anyway, No Kings rally in New York City is already ending. That didn't take long. This is in Union Square. People have already dispersed, sat down, and given up. They know they are accomplishing nothing and that their protest is meaningless. This truly is pathetic. Yeah, not a lot of energy happening. You need to back off all them soy lattes. You gotta get some more energy. All right, Andy No, Seattle, October 18th, Seattle, No Kings protester says he will kill Stephen M. Stephen M., Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy and Homeland Security, Stephen Miller, and other people he brands Nazis.
Who are you gonna kill? Nazis. Who do you define as a Nazi? What do you mean? It's pretty. In this context, who's a Nazi? Stephen Miller's a Nazi. So you're gonna kill Stephen Miller? If I had a chance, yeah, I would.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if that's something I'd say on camera, bro.
Moron. Yeah, I smell investigation in the air. All right. So Damani Felder needed to get this off my chest before the No Kings clowns re-emerge tomorrow.
So are you accidentally stupid, or are you stupid on purpose? Because the only reason you would go to a No Kings protest in 2025 is if you were stupid enough to believe that America had kings, not realizing that your very participation in this event that is not being shut down by the one person who you claim is a king invalidates the entirety of your argument.
It really does.
This is all
it really does.
Do anymore. All y'all want to do is go out and be part of some protest, right? It doesn't accomplish anything. No, it never does. It makes you feel good for a few hours. Y'all rally around. Oh, this is gonna be.
Yeah, look, if Trump was such a dictator, and if he was trying to install himself as a king, wouldn't he just have the National Guard move into all 50 states where these protests are happening and just have them just break it all apart immediately?
The biggest
you would think.
What are you going to do? Nothing. You don't have any demands because no king's already a thing, right?
It's just hate Trump. That's it.
You have one of those already. Oh, you don't celebrate that either, do you? Yep, that tracks. That sounds about right. So anybody who's going out there to be part of this No Kings protest, just know all you're really doing at the end of the day is playing yourself and showing your ignorance. So go ahead, be a part of this No Kings protest if you want to. It's a free country, you can do what you want, but don't be surprised if people are laughing at you for it.
Yeah, and the main question that I'm going to end up having after today, will they reopen the government now? Because that's what the conservative media and the politicians, Republicans, that's what they're, I don't know, assuming that the Democrats are going to go ahead and open up the government now because they got their No King protest, they got to virtue signal to their far left base. I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't think they're going to do it. It just, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like that's the way it's going to go. I think they're going to keep it shut down for much longer. Don't you find it interesting that No Kings protests are being funded by fascists and communists? Really?
So the No Kings
From
protest
Terrible.
tomorrow is literally sponsored
by the Communist Party of
CPUSA, Communist Party USA, huh? That is quite interesting. Father Duffy Square. I'm not familiar with where that's at.
Not to mention the socialists.
Oh, New York City.
Multiple socialist parties. And then you got the Young Communist League. And of course, like I said,
that's hilarious.
The Communist Party of America.
Isn't that hilarious?
Sponsoring the No Kings protest. Like you,
of course
you
they
can't
are.
Be fucking serious. You have communists saying, "Oh, you know, we shouldn't have a king." Maybe you don't understand communism or
they
how
don't.
every communist country has ended or what it's resulted in. By the way, you'll notice it's very important to them that it's no billionaires. They used to be against millionaires.
Either an individual dictatorship or a party dictatorship.
That a lot of them are millionaires. That actually,
which is exactly what the Democrats want.
Are on their side.
Look, I think that's why the Democrats, that they envy China so much because of the CCP. I believe that the Democrat Party absolutely wants to perfectly mimic the Chinese Communist Party.
I mean, shit, the only way this could get more ridiculous is like if they had Taylor Swift show up to sing. Why not? I mean, look, these organizations have enough money to do it. Why not?
That would be funny.
Fully stupid.
That would be absolutely hilarious if she did. Vivek Ramaswamy just dragged No Kings Day through the mud. No Kings. We did that on July 4, 1776. We commemorate that every year. That's what makes this country great. Yeah,
Ohio's
exactly.
Next governor, Vivek Ramaswamy. So this No Kings thing, how's Ohio going to handle that?
Look, I think it's all a deflection, Jesse. The people that in Ohio, what they actually care about is how do you improve educational excellence in our schools? How do you improve the economy, continue to grow jobs, deliver economic
you
growth?
get the Democrats
These
out
are
of
areas
it.
in which Democrats have absolutely no vision. So when you lack vision, what do? You pound the table on everything else that doesn't matter as a distraction and a deflection. The good news is, Jesse, people here aren't falling for it. People across the country aren't falling for it. You said it well. No King's Day, we already did that. On July 4th of 1776, we commemorate that every year, and that's what makes this country great. It's a place where you get to speak your mind in the open, and if folks want to do that peacefully this weekend, have at it. Keep it peaceful.
I mean, yes, basically everything that they were protesting today isn't rooted in reality at all. Like, it doesn't exist in actual reality. It only exists in the leftist brain-dead matrix.
But this is the country where you get to do that without government censorship and also without fear of somebody putting a bullet in your neck. And I think this culture of political violence that's quietly promoted by some on that far left needs to end and say this is the country where we can peacefully disagree, still get together at the dinner table at the end of it, and at our best, deliver economic and educational excellence, the very things that the Democrat Party has absolutely
it's only going to
no
get
vision
worse.
and no desire to talk about.
Well, how's the Democrat Party going to get it together when Kamala's out there saying we got to break stuff and bleed?
Look, she's just following the same trend and the mistake that the Democrats have made for the last half decade, which is that they can't actually disown someone further left than them, which leaves them beholden to this far left woke progressive wing that frankly represents a tiny sliver of the country and even probably a minority of the Democrat Party. And yet anybody who's in leadership cannot actually distance themselves from that wing. So that's their dilemma. I sympathize with them if that's where they're at. Doesn't matter. We're going to lead with our own vision of common sense, bring down crime in the cities, go enjoy a walk.
Yeah, they have
in
to
the
be
inner city or
inclusive
downtown
of
and
literally
have dinner without
everything.
fear, looking over your shoulder,
Except anything
for getting
related to Trump,
assaulted,
of course.
Improve educational achievement in our schools, and actually revive that idea of the American dream that we're proud of. That's what the Republican Party stands for. That's where we're headed. And Jesse, the other side's mess, it's not our problem to solve it.
Well, it is our problem.
Well, yeah, it's basically gotten to a point where the Republican and Democrat, it's either pro-America or anti-America. That's really as simple as it's gotten.
Because they make it our problem. I wrote a book about that. It's called Get It Together, where books are sold, still available. Because these people are trying to shoot us, and they're not letting ICE do the job they're supposed to do. It's just enforcing the law. And they shut down the government, and now people aren't getting paid.
Yeah,
so their problems are our problems. So we got to help them fix it a little bit without, hanging ourselves in the process.
Yeah, they gotten so chaotic, they literally shut down the government.
I think the way we do it is we win with balance.
Oh, but that's not an insurrection, though, right?
Deliver an even bigger landslide next time around. You know what? We control all three branches of government. Let's deliver on the mandate we've been given. Next year in 2026 in the midterms, let's not only hold our majorities, let's expand those majorities. Now, the fact of the matter is, most Americans right now are on the side of the common sense that the Republican Party embodies. We've just got to stand for it, Jesse, and not fall into the temptation.
Yeah, Republicans, they got to get better at their ground game too.
We'll hold ourselves.
Look, I would say that I mean, look, if Republicans really just grinded the ground game just as much as they possibly could, just to get more people to vote, just simply getting more people to vote, because I bet if everyone in the country were to vote, or even like 90% of the country were to vote, I think it would overwhelmingly swing toward Republicans as opposed to Democrats, based on how insane that Democrats have gotten over the last 10 years. It's just most people they just have that belief that, well, my vote doesn't matter. I'm just one person, so why even waste it? I'm just going to let, I'm just going to let it happen without me involved in it. And that's really what Republicans need to do. They've really got to start registering as many people as possible.
To our own standards. And you know what? There's a lot of Republicans across the country, I see them all the time, who don't yet know that they're Republicans. I meet them in...
Yeah, and you know what? There's a lot of people who will say, well, the reason why I'm here voting today is because somebody knocked on my door. They showed up, and they actually talked to me for a few minutes, so least I could do is just come down here and cast my vote.
Ohio all the time as well. People who don't realize they're already part of our movement. And part of what we're doing gradually is expanding our tent, expanding our coalition, growing this in a way that this Democratic Party is increasingly going to render itself into political extinction because of the direction they're headed. So that's the way we do it. Lasting, bigger majorities, and I think 2026 is going to continue on that.
Yeah, and I think you're right about that. Charlie Kirk did, in a sad way, create this spiritual awakening in this country where people really are starting to open their eyes and their hearts, and that's a really good thing. Vivek, good luck. Have a great weekend.
All right, there you have it. All right, maybe I'll just do a couple more. Defender of the... Okay, I saw that one. See, I probably covered most of it at this point. Exactly 1 p.m. All of the No Kings protesters in Times Square immediately dispersed. Totally normal and definitely not astroturfed. I can't remember if I saw this one yet or not. I don't think so. Yeah, not a lot of energy really happening. Resembles more of a farmer's market than anything. But of course, if what they're saying is true, then it's over, right? I mean, that's what they're suggesting. I hear today is No King's Day. We kicked the last king, King George, back across the pond in 1776. The only king in this country is Christ. Christ will remain on the throne regardless of the retirement home field trips known as No King's protests. Well, we got a minute here.
What's up, America? I hear it's No King's Day. Little problem there. I'm on a college campus and nobody's talking about it. You see, the issue with this No Kings movement is the Democrats are trying to use it as their catalyst to beat us in the midterms next year. Their problem is every single participant in these little micro rallies on street corners are nursing home residents who were former hippies, now sit in the retirement communities, who took little field trips down the retirement home bus, and they're the ones outside holding these little signs of No Kings. The irony here is that the same party that treats bureaucrats like royalty are now saying that they're not for career politicians, they're not for longevity in politics, except that's their entire party. Old, corrupt career politicians with white hair and wrinkles, just like the nursing home patients protesting to protect them. Another problem that they seem to have failed to listen in their history class, and maybe if they stopped teaching gender pronouns to kindergartners, they'd have more time to teach world history, is that we stopped kings in this country when we kicked King George back across the pond in 1776. The only king in this nation is Christ. Christ is king. He remains on the throne, regardless of what retirement home is having a field trip today.
Amen. Couldn't agree more. AARP presents the No Kings protest. Hilarious. No Kings senior day out. I saw that one. People in Canada saw that. So yeah, I think I've pretty much seen at least the gist of what happened today. No Kings rally's already over. The paid protesters are going home. That was terrible.
View on Fox
New York
News
City.
ahead of these rallies, saying, quote, "They say they're referring to me as a king. I am not a
Here's
king."
another one of those blow up
and
furries.
So, of course, we have been listening in and watching. Also overseas, a few hundred Americans are gathering in Madrid to hold their own version of the No Kings rally. So No Kings, that theme was originally orchestrated by the 50-51 movement. It's a national movement made up of everyday Americans who stand up for democracy against what they call authoritarian actions of the Trump administration. This is according to their website. The name 50-51
Yeah, but
stands
Kamala Harris
for
running
50
for president,
states,
that's not
50
authoritarianism
protests,
at all.
One movement. The No Kings Day of Defiance has been organized here, and this is the second major one that we've seen under this administration of President Trump. And so once again, seeing thousands gather there in New York City, this aerial shot that we have there from Skyfox. Also want to show you a vantage point that we have there on the ground as well. So we'll continue to check in with some of these rallies, but we do want to remind you, as always, here on Live Now from Fox, when it comes to some of these protests, we're going to do our best to keep any offensive signage off of your screen, but viewer discretion is always advised during this time as well.
Well, yeah, because they are Democrats at the end of the day.
For a quick 2-minute commercial break.
Yeah, they don't tend to have the nicest non-violent messaging out there, now do they? No Kings in Atlanta. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna cut it there. I think I've pretty much seen everything at this point. This is the only way to drive by No Kings protest. Let's take a look at that, I guess. Oh yeah, yeah. There you go. And the diesel. Uh-oh. That'd be hilarious if he had like this giant, Trump decal on the side of the truck. That was funny. Democrats want to talk about No Kings. Let's really talk about it. Okay, so we already did that. All right, well, I'm just going to cut it there. So yeah, No Kings protest today. Government's been shut down for almost 18 days at this point. I don't think it's going to reopen on Monday, but I've been wrong before. So I guess we'll just have to see. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. See you later.